Interviewing guests on your podcast can be a great way to bring new perspectives and expertise to your audience. But, in order to conduct a successful interview, you need to be well prepared and know how to ask the right questions. Here are some key steps to take to prepare for and conduct successful guest interviews on your podcast. The first step in preparing for a guest interview is to research your guest. Before the interview, take the time to research your guest's background, their work, and their area of expertise. This will help you come up with relevant and engaging questions for the interview. The second step is to prepare your questions. Before the interview, prepare a list of questions that will help you guide the conversation and keep the interview on track. Your questions should be open-ended, which will allow your guest to share their thoughts and experiences in depth. Avoid yes or no questions, they will limit the conversation. The third step is to create an outline for the interview. An outline will help you keep the interview on track and ensure that you cover all the key points you want to discuss. It can also help you to remember the questions you want to ask and keep the conversation flowing. The fourth step is to test your equipment. Before the interview, test your microphone, headphones, and any other equipment you will be using to ensure that everything is working properly. This will help to minimize technical issues during the interview. The fifth step is to create a comfortable environment for your guest. Make sure your guest is comfortable and has everything they need to conduct the interview. This includes providing them with a comfortable chair, a glass of water, and any other amenities they may need. The sixth step is to conduct the interview. During the interview, be an active listener, ask follow-up questions, and allow your guest to speak. Avoid interrupting your guest, it can make them feel uncomfortable and disrupt the flow of the conversation. The seventh step is to thank your guest. After the interview, take the time to thank your guest for their time and effort. This can be done by sending them an email or a message on social media. The eighth step is to edit the interview. After the interview, edit the audio to remove any background noise, mistakes, or other irrelevant segments. Also, consider adding background music or sound effects to enhance the overall listening experience. The ninth step is to publish the interview. After editing the interview, publish it on your podcast platform and promote it on your website and social media accounts. The 10th step is to follow up with your guest. After publishing the interview, consider following up with your guest to thank them again and ask for any feedback they may have about the interview. This can help to build a relationship with your guest and potentially lead to future interviews. Interviewing guests on your podcast can be a great way to bring new perspectives and expertise to your audience. By researching your guests, preparing your questions, creating an outline, testing your equipment, creating a comfortable environment, conducting the interview, thanking your guest, editing the interview, publishing it, and following up with your guest, you can conduct successful interviews that will engage and inform your audience. Remember that interviewing guests takes time and effort, but with the right preparation and approach, you can create valuable and interesting content for your listeners.